elements, the 10 senses, and the mind all combine to form the various parts of the gross and the subtle bodies. The living entity comes in contact with these material bodies, whether high or low, and latter gives them up by his personal prowess. This strength can be perceived in a living entity's personal power to possess different types of bodies. Purport. The conditioned soul has knowledge, and if he wants to fully utilize the gross and the subtle bodies for his real advancement in life, he can do so. It is therefore said here that by his high intelligence, Svena Tejasa, by the superior power of superior knowledge achieved from the right source, the spiritual master or Acharya, he can give up his conditional life in a material body and return home back to Godhead. However, if he wants to keep himself in the darkness of this material world, he can do so. The Lord confirms this as follows in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 25th verse. Yanti devavrata devan pitrin yanti pritrinvada bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinu api mam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to the ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. The human form of body is valuable. One can use this body to go to the higher planetary systems to Pitri Loka, or he can remain in this lower planetary system. But if one tries, he can also return home back to Godhead. This prowess is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the Super Soul. Therefore, the Lord says, Mataha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. If one wants to receive real knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become free from bondage to repeated acceptance of material bodies. If one takes to the devotional service of the Lord and surrenders unto Him, the Lord is prepared to give one directions by which to return home back to Godhead. But if one foolishly wants to keep himself in darkness, he can continue in a life of material existence. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशताय Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone for this today's Bhagavatam class. I am very grateful to Radha Madan Gopal Prabhu for giving me opportunity. to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this context is going on. The chapter is Hiranyakashipu, the king of demons. So, here we see is giving philosophical understanding to the wife of Hiranyaksha and his relatives and all, because Hiranyaksha has been killed by Varahadev. So everyone is very much aggrieved, especially the ladies. So that's why through philosophy he wants to get them rid of the distress. There we can see the asuras, they have also philosophical understanding, very good understanding, and he has quoting from history also. There was a king Suyagya, and that time also his wife, and when he was dead in the war, that time also the same situation happened, and there Yamraj gave the teachings. He is repeating that. That means what? That there also good philosophical understanding, good knowledge, but the application is not correct. Ravana also, we also see that Ravan had also lot of knowledge, but since he was not devotee of the Lord, he is considered Rakshasa. So one may possess lot of philosophical understanding, knowledge, and all these things. But if he is not a devotee of the Lord, then that is just like decorating the dead body, mandanam lokaranjanam, with abhushan and everything, but it is like a dead body decorating. The real purity comes, real beauty comes when a person becomes a devotee of the Lord. If he is not a devotee of the Lord, he may be having lot of competence, lot of power, lot of strength, lot of skills, and everything. But he is not a devotee of the Lord. That makes him impure, and his consciousness is also impure. So here Hiranyakashipu is having lot of strength and everything, philosophical understanding also. But at the same time, he is very envious of Lord Vishnu, and he is directing all his followers how to take revenge from Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu gets strength from yajna. To disturb this yajna process, the Brahminical culture, and do lot of torture and everything to those who are performing the yajnas. Because from there only Vishnu gets the strength. Once his strength will be cut off, he will be weak. And when he will be weak, then we can easily defeat Vishnu. So this is his plan. So he has directed all his followers to do like that. You know. Similarly, we see nowadays also those who are not devotees of the Lord, they behave like this only. You know. They are very much to torturing everyone through so many deadly things, so many wars and going on. So this is the main thing here. Hmm. The Hiranyakashipu is, although he is giving the philosophical understanding, but in the heart he is a demon only. He is just trying to pacify the situation somehow or other, but his plan is just to take revenge from Lord Vishnu against the killing of his brother. So in the purport, but philosophy is very good. If you read it, the philosophy is very nice. As long as you can see, yeah, the five material elements, the 10 senses, and the mind all combine to form the various parts of gross and subtle bodies. Yeah, understanding is very much clear that we are not this body, we are soul. And the soul is having this covering of gross and subtle bodies. And senses are there. The living entity come into contact with material bodies with high or low, and latter gives them up his personal prowess. This strength can be perceived living entities' personal power to possess different types of bodies. He knows that according to the association, one gets the body. If one associates with the lower modes of material nature, he will get the lower bodies, lower species of life. And if one associates with higher modes with Satoguna, he will get the higher body. So the body is not eternal, but the soul is eternal. He is trying to pacify the wives of Hiranaksh and his sons like this. And in the purport, Prabhupada is emphasizing on the importance of the human form of life. So this human form of life is actually very rare. And in the Padma Puran, it is being said after traveling into 84 lakh species of life, one gets the rare chance of achieving this human form of life. And in that also, if a person gets association of devotees, that is also very much rare. And in that also, if one happens to perform devotional activities in the association of devotees, that is also very rare. So, in the 11th canto, it is being mentioned that when Lord saw all the different forms of the Lord, different forms of the bodies, then he was not so happy. But when he saw the human form of life, human form, he was very much happy. Yes, this is the form. Why this particular form, when he saw, he was very happy? Because he could understand by this form only, a living being, a jiva, can understand me in full. In other forms, it's very difficult to perform devotional services or austerities or purification. But in human form of life, it's very conducive. Everything is meant to dovetail to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay. So that's why he was very much happy and very much satisfied when he saw this human form. And also in 5th canto, 19th chapter, 21st verse, all the demigods are praising the rare birth of the persons who are taking birth in the Bharat Varsha. They're saying like that. Etadev deva gayanti aho amisham kimkari shobhanam prasanne esa svidut swayam hari yare janma labdham nishu bharat jire mukund sevayo pikam spriha hinaha. कि how fortunate these people are who are taking birth in Bharatvarsha. It's very rare. Even the demigods are also praising because how they are so much fortunate because taking birth in human form of life, that too in India, is very special. Even demigods, they also want to take birth in India because here we can perform devotional services very easily. And in the form of demigods is very difficult because that is a bhog yoni and there they have not so much opportunity to serve fully the lotus feet of the Lord as a person gets opportunity in human form of life who is taking birth in India. So that's why in ninth canto, 9th chapter, 28th verse also it is being said, Dehoyam manuso rajan purusas akhilarthadaha tasmadasya vadho vira sarvarthavad uchyate. O king, O hero, this human body is meant for universal benefits. If you kill this body untimely, you will kill all the benefits of human life. So here it is being said that with this human form of life we can achieve lot of things. Basically this 5 purusarthas are there. No? Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, and Pancham Purusarth is Prema. So this can only be achieved in human form of life. There is no other way. And those who waste this human form of life, for them Narottam Das Thakur is telling, Hari Hari Bifale Janama Guainu Manusa Janama Paya Radha Krishna Bhajiya Janiya Suniya Vishekhainu. He is lamenting those who are taken the human form of life, and if he is not doing devotional service for Radha and Krishna, he is just wasting his life. Just like drinking the poison. If a poison is there in a golden glass, the poison will remain the poison. Whether it's in a glass, another iron glass or whatever, but it will remain the poison. Similarly, human form of life one is getting, but he is involved into sense gratification and not utilizing it for the performance of devotional service is just like drinking the poison, he's telling. And that too, Sukdev Goswami is also telling in second canto, first chapter, third verse. Nirdya hriyate naktam vayavayena cha vayah divacharthaya rajan kutumba bharane nava. The people generally what they do in the daytime, they are just running for meeting the material body needs. And in the night is just passed by sleeping or having sex life. But this body is not meant for just running around and sleeping and having sex. Lord Chaitanya, when he came from Gaya, you know, in the house of Srivas Thakur, he told what? In the morning, we'll be going around for Harinam Sankirtan and we will not waste our time by sleeping in the night. We'll perform night out Kirtan. From there, this night out Kirtan concept arose. So Lord Chaitanya in the daytime used to go out and preach. In the night, with confidential devotees, he used to perform Harinam Sankirtan. He is exemplifying how a devotee should take so much seriously the holy name of the Lord incessantly. Because in this human form of life only one can perform incessant chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So he is exemplifying that how one should take the holy name of the Lord. So, and if those who are not able to perform devotional services, our acharyas, especially Advaita Acharya, at that time, he was very much concerned that these people are having so much opulences. In spite of so much opulences, they are not performing devotional service. That's why he cried out loud, Oh Krishna, come here. And these people are wasting their life. So you should come and protect them and engage them in their devotional service. So Lord is also very much aggrieved when the human beings they don't take to devotional life. The Lord and the devotees, they are also concerned with this only. Those humans who have taken the birth as human, but they are not performing devotional service, they are very much concerned, they are very much aggrieved. One time, Srila Prabhupada, he was in his morning walk, and there he saw few persons were doing uh, surfing on the ocean. So he asked his disciples, what these people are doing this? Then disciples told that, Prabhupada, they are doing surfing on the, this is one of the games or whatever, they like it. The Prabhupada told what? They are not surfing, actually they are suffering. This material waves are there, the oceans, the waves are there, sometime crest, sometime trough. Similarly, they are thinking that I'm enjoying but actually they are not enjoying. They are what? Suffering in the waves of material ocean. So the devotees are aggrieved when they see the precarious condition of the living entities, especially in the human form of life. They are not taking to the devotional service of the Lord. So this is their pain. If you ask the devotees, what is your pain? They don't have any pain. Their only pain is that why do those who have taken human form, they are not engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. No? That's what Prahlad Maharaj also says to Lord Nrsimha, that I am very much happy with your devotional service. But my only pain is when we see these people, they are not engaged in the service of your lotus feet. So that's why he's telling Prahlad Maharaj, Kaumaram acharet pragya dharman bhagavatan iha durlabham manusam janma tadapi adruvam arthadam. That's why this devotional service should be started right from Kaumaram at the age of 5 years. That is from the beginning, not at the last. Generally, it is being is a conception that devotional life you will take at the fag end of our life. But our Acharya say no, start right from the beginning, right from the age of Kaumara, from the age of 5 years. Because the human form of life is very rare. Similarly, Rishabdev in 5th chapter, first verse, he says, Nayam deho devajam niloke kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujami तपो दिव्यम पुत्रकाये न सत्वम सुध्येति यस्माद् ब्रह्म सौख्यम tu anantam. This human form of life is meant to perform austerities, transcendental austerities, not the austerities like Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha or Ravana. Austerities to purify his consciousness. Actual austerity is when we do for the pleasure of Krishna. That is the actual austerity. So, with this particular austerity, our senses are being purified. And this is the purpose of human form of life. So, and Krishna is so merciful that he comes into this material world just to give human like pastimes. In Chaitanya Charitamrita this being said, Krishna rayate ka khela sarvottama nara lila nara vaputahara sarupa गोपवेश वेणुकर नव किशोर नटवर नर लीलार है अनुरूप. So Lord has so many pastimes, but most intimate and most sweet pastimes are those when he comes as himself. Krishna's to Bhagavan Sayan perform his pastimes in this material world. So he is Narakar. Lord is not impersonal, he is a person. And he is Narakar. He is not Nirakar. And many people have this conception that God is impersonal. So God is not impersonal, God is a person. But he is not Nara. He is Narakar, he is not Nirakar, but he is not human. He is human like. So Prabhupada many times used to say that man is made in the image of God. From the Bible used to quote it. So Lord is human like, but he is not human. So this is the difference. And this is what Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti mamudha manusam tanum ashritam. Those who are fools, they deride me that I am like human. I am human. But he is not human. He is suprahuman. He is transcendental. And he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So human form has this special privilege to relate with the Lord, because Lord is also human like and we are also human like. So we can very much relate to the pastimes of the Lord. So this is the special, more special privilege of the human form of life, that we can relate with the pastimes of the Lord, that Lord has done in this material world. So there's so many devotees, they are so much absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord. This is this by this form only we can relate and we can absorb ourselves in same pastimes again and again. This is the speciality. You know? So when Lord Chaitanya, he was in his South India tour, so there he met a Brahmana, and that Brahmana was very much aggrieved that why Sita, Mother Sita, had to perform this Agni Pariksha. You know? He was very much angry. He used to lament why this happened, that Mother Sita had to give this Agni Pariksha. You know? So when Lord Chaitanya went to his house for prasadam, then he gave prasadam some fruits and all. Lord Chaitanya said, "You are offering me these fruits?" And told, "You don't know? We are in forest. And the forest, what you will get? This only kandamul you will get, and I am offering you kandan mool." Lord Chaitanya said, "What happened?" Told, Lord Ram, Lakshmana, and Sita are in the forest. So he was in that particular mood, and he was behaving as if he is also in the forest. Then Lord Chaitanya, okay, this pastime is now you can give some prasad. Then he cooked prasad and gave to Lord Chaitanya. And then he asked this question, that why Sita had to go through Agni Pariksha. Then Lord Chaitanya gave the answer. So when he went ahead for Setu Bandha and came back to Rameshwaram, and there the devotees were discussing about this particular pastime from Kurma Purana. And the Kurma Puran, it is being written that when Ravan came, before that, for kidnapping Sita, before that, Lord Ram invited Agni Dev. And the actual mother Sita, Agni Dev took, she was into it. And then Maya Sita came out. So Ravan took with Sita, Maya Sita. So there was this proof in that Kurma Puran. So when Lord Chaitanya came back again to that particular devotee, to that Brahmana, and he gave him that manuscript, the original manuscript where it was being written that this particular pastime has happened. He was very much happy. He was dancing like anything. Oh, our Lord is so great. And his all lamentation went away. So, this we can see how he was relating so much, his emotions so much with the pastimes of the Lord. So, this we can do relate with the pastimes of the Lord in this human form of life only. And then Lord has Ashtakaliya Lila and Ashtaprahar, different types of pastimes Lord performs. So that also you can meditate in this human form of life only. And then we have this pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami, how in meditation he was there with Srimati Radharani, and Srimati Radharani fed him kheer. And he had loose motions. So everyone, the Vaidya came in and saw the nabj pulse, and he told that he had got this loose motion because he ate some kheer. But it was practice of Raghunath Das Goswami not to take more than 1 glass of buttermilk, that too in 3 days. So how he ate kheer? Then he revealed that Srimati Radharani personally came and gave me the Kirin meditation. So this is Smaranam. Smaranam, the pastimes. The pastimes are same, but more we meditate, the more we go into the deeper and finer aspects of that. And also we see how Lord Krishna reciprocates personally with the devotees of the Lord. In the pastime of Madhavendra Puri, we see Madhavendra Puri is of Ayachak Vritti or Ajagar Vritti. And he doesn't ask anything from anyone. He used to take only milk, no prasadam, nothing, only milk. So if someone come with some roti or something like that, he will not take. But if someone comes with milk, then he will take like that. And he will not speak anything that I want to take milk. I am on milk fast, nothing like that. So Lord, how he personally cared for Madhavendra Puri in Govardhan, we see. Lord personally came and he gave him the milk, one lota of milk. And that was very transcendental. Again, he came in the dream. I am Gopal. I am in this, beneath this Govardhan. You take me out. And he also had loving exchanges in Remuna when he took that Kheer Chor Gopinath. So Lord reciprocated with Madhavendra Puri as a human being. So that's why this human form of life is so special that one can reach to this stage of reciprocation one to one with the Lord Himself. And in the pastime of Srila Prabhupada also, we see how he gave the personal aspect of the Lord. One time he was chanting Parama Karuna Pahudvijana Nitai Gaurachandra. He was chanting this bhajan, he was so absorbed, he went into trance and tears were coming from his eyes. So personal with Nityanand Prabhu and Gaurang Mahaprabhu. And one time he was giving class, the audience was in Africa, all black people. So generally at that time it was very much this apartheid, black and whites. Now also we see some are there. But that time it was very heavy. So Prabhupada in the lectures told that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is black. So all the people were sitting, they were very happy. They were able to relate with Krishna. Oh, we are also black, Krishna is also black. And they went. So this was how Prabhupada used to give them the personal aspect of Krishna. And in Paris, he did the deity installation, and there he named the deity as Radha Paris Iswara. And what was the explanation behind that? Told that in this earth, the most beautiful ladies are there in Paris. So Lord Krishna personally came in Paris to enjoy the beauty of Paris in the form of Radha Paris Iswara. So this is how he gave the personal aspect of the Lord in so many ways. So these emotions can be generated in this human form of life only. So that's why the whole book of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is being given by Srila Rupa Goswami to all of us. In the first 19 chapter, and then there is emotions and Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. But one cannot jump into this Bhava Bhakti or Prema Bhakti. So Bhava and Prema cannot be practiced. So bhav and prema comes naturally. That's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has told that Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabinay Shravanadi Suddha Chitta Kare Uday. So this Krishna Prem or this emotional exchanges with the Lord cannot be performed whimsically. If someone is performing it, then he is called Sahajya. If he is doing in a whimsical manner. It's a very dangerous thing to whimsically jump into the emotional aspect. But what one can do is the sadhana bhakti. With sadhana bhakti, one can purify himself and go to the stages of higher stages of bhava and prema. So this is possible only in the human form of life. So that's why in this particular verse, uh, Hiranya, Hiranyakashipu is talking about this material body having gross senses and subtle senses. So all the gross senses as well as the subtle senses will achieve perfection when they are engaged in the service of the Lord. So this is what Ambarish Maharaj, the best example of this. He has engaged all his senses, gross and subtle, in the service of the Lord. Savai Manaha Krishna Padara Vindayo. He first fixed his mind in the lotus feet of the Lord and engaged all his senses in the different services of the Lord. So senses need engagements. If there is no engagement of the senses, then they act like a venomous serpent. Yes, so many serpents here also. So if you put serpent around your neck, then serpent is very cool. But that serpent having venom, is very dangerous. So, but snake charmers, we see that snake charmers, they are very easily playing with the snakes. How they can do? Because they have taken out the fangs of the snake. So they are not fear. Similarly, the senses are compared to the snakes. But in their fangs, what is the fang? The fang is the enjoying propensity. That is the poison. If that poison or the enjoying propensity is being removed by proper devotional service of the Lord, then there is no fear. Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. By this particular senses only one can serve the lotus feet of the Lord and purify the senses and perform pure devotional service. So this is the privilege that all of us is having, that at least we have got human form of life. In the life we may not have got so many things. People come and ask the Lord and having so many complaints. Oh Lord, you haven't given me this, that, and so many list of complaints are there. But at the top, one can realize how fortunate we are that we have given this by the mercy of the Lord, the human form of life. So that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's being said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. Among wandering all the places, all the universes, a living entity is so fortunate when he gets the association of devotees, and in the association of devotees performing devotional service. This is the rarest of the rarest thing that all of us are having. So such verses and such purports of Prabhupada. Prabhupada many times again and again come to this particular point. He creates the urgency. Urgency. If there is urgency, then there is intensity. If there is no urgency, there is no intensity. Isn't it?
We can see in our practical life. So if something is urgent, something is very rare or very scarce, then we are more intense, isn't it? Like for in real world, we see IS examination. you know, Seats are limited, only few hundred seats are there, but the applicants are lakhs of applicants are there. Right? So their preparation is very intense, right, to crack that particular exam. If seats are also unlimited and people are also unlimited, there is no intensity. ठीक है चलता है. Right? So Prabhupada again and again in many of the purports we find what he creates the urgency and don't take it lightly. Take it very seriously that we have got this human form of life, not lose it, and fully engage it in the devotional service of the Lord. So here through Hiranyakashipu, we are getting this particular verse and it's being recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is nice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So any of you any question? Doubt? Okay. So thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Hitai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare Bol.